I used ACB once in the 70s, and I was so impressed with ACB then that I thought I want to be part of it if they would take me.
I knew of it because a friend of mine on retirement had actually trained as an advisor. And as I say, I was uncertain about whether or not I wanted to go down that road entirely, particularly at that moment in time. I came across it because somebody else put me onto a website called Reach, which advertises voluntary jobs for sort of middle-class people or people who have got middle-class backgrounds. And Camden CAB was one of the ones that I took up initially, together with another one, which didn't turn out to my satisfaction. So I dare say I would have probably gone back to another Reach site and seen if something else cropped up that I mean, what I was wanting to do was to make sure that I did some voluntary work. When I taught, I'd always deliberately worked in schools where there was a lot of educational disadvantage, and I saw the need to try to sort of support, as I say, less advantaged people in our society. So I did want to do something, but I was open and probably would still be should the CAB thing not have worked out to our mutual satisfaction.
I was taken off a job without any ceremonies, no notice, and the job, my housing was attached to the job. So when I got the news, I went to the telephone booth quickly to look for citizens' advice, nearest to sue the company. That was my concern. When I got to them, the young man listened to me and he said, "Why don't you rest the company for now and let's talk about your housing?" And I thought, that's true. You know, that impressed me so much that he was so present with his own mind, even though I was fuming with the company. I must sue them. Eventually, I didn't even sue anybody. I just moved on. Because that man stayed with me all day. I got there about before 1. When he finished work, he got in his car and took me to the place, the temporary shelter. So I'll never forget that.
It's still been an incredibly enriching experience and continues to be, working with clients who come with multifarious needs. And they're never the same, although there may be patterns. Each has got their own story to tell. And the other thing which has been so rewarding is that I've never had the experience of any client going away feeling, saying they've been dissatisfied. Every single client has come away very appreciative because they know that these benefit forms are a minefield. They're not able to. In many cases, they don't even attempt to even put their name down on the form because it's so daunting and formidable. So any help that they get, they're so appreciative of because they know that they need it. And as I say, I've had people where I've been warned in advance this person has got anger management problems and all sorts of things, and one kind of anticipates the worst, but it's never materialised into any form of hostile reaction. And that in itself is incredibly satisfying and gratifying to know that in this day and age when help is just so essential, and without wanting to be too political, it's clearly at a time when some members of the population are perhaps being treated less favourably than others. It's such an essential role and such a rewarding role.
I really find it rewarding. I enjoy engaging with different people from the local area. I meet amazing people every day, and the nature of my role, which is exciting, is that I'm constantly learning all the time. So it's just, yeah, I really enjoy doing what I do.
At the time, I didn't know why I was applying to volunteer at the CAB. I think it was more of a case of why not? I think in life you tend to regret things that you don't do as opposed to things that you do, and the CAB posed an opportunity, and when I went in and had a little look around, I met some really cool people.
I had been looking around for voluntary work, and I put into one or two places. While I was waiting, I went into the internet to help my daughter to go and see CAB somewhere nearer to us. And as I was sourcing for it, I saw volunteering. Oh, so I contacted, that is how I came in, you know, I didn't realize that they are asking at that time.
I think volunteering is, or has traditionally been, giving of one's time and energies and effort to help a particular cause or a particular event. And doing it in a capacity where you're not expecting remuneration. Just
amazing training, you know, you really can't beat the level of training that I received at the CAB. I found it so helpful, so lucky to volunteer at that time.
I believe that I'm proud to be British, and part of being British is that I believe that we care about those who don't have much, the have-nots. And I think that's what the CAB is about and what it stands for. It's about ultimately helping those that don't have much, the have-nots, or those people that are in a problem. And that, in essence, is probably why I was there, why I was volunteering, even though at the time I didn't realise why I was volunteering and why I was there. I was just there because it was a cool thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think the CAB, one of the unique things about it is that it is a team effort, you know, and whether it be ASSs, other volunteers, you know, we all sort of, you know, get advice from each other really, and sort of discuss cases, and you know, so it is a kind of teamwork effort. Yeah, you know, there's all different types of volunteers, ages, you know, different backgrounds. You know, we're a very diverse group at Camden, which is really good. So you know, at the daily meetings, you know, you get to, you know, engage with people and, you know, sort of have a chat, have a laugh and things. So it's a fun place to be.
Because the people that you meet there have quite a big impact on you. You remember them, they're genuine, nice people, that they leave an impression on you, and it's helped develop me as a person, and now I'm working in higher education in a similar sort of supporting role. So yeah, it's the impact that the overall organisation has had on me and my development.
For me, it was more a personal choice to actually give back to an organisation that helped me tremendously when I first landed here, when I first came here. I came back to the UK homeless and penniless. And without the CAB, I definitely would not be where I am today, which is why I have this very strong loyalty and allegiance to not just the staff, but the workings of the CAB and the way that it has managed to change so many social policies that have a tremendous impact on all our lives.
When you go out into other sectors, you need leaders, managers to kind of channel everyone into that direction. When you're working in the CAB, people naturally align themselves to this common goal, and that's a natural organic process which is quite unique to the Bureau.